It was discovered beneath the eaves, wrapped in gravecloth linen, forgotten by the last 3 generations. Its porcelain skin was untouched by time, smooth, but holding the chill of the earth. The silence of the attic was absolute, except for the heavy thud of my own heartbeat, echoing the sudden, intense dread that settled upon me the moment I lifted its heavy, cold form. I knew, instantly, that this wasn't just an object. It was a profound, waiting presence. Its eyes, painted cobalt blue and perfectly round, seemed far too wet, reflecting the bare bulb with an unnatural intensity. They didn't just stare, they observed, they judged, following me with a passive, unsettling vigilance. I tried to look away, to break the hold, but the weight of that fixed gaze pinned my attention, sinking deep into the quiet spaces of my mind, planting a seed of uncomfortable paranoia that I couldn't shake. The silence between us felt heavy with implication. Then came the sound. So faint, so breathy, it was less a sound and more the absence of silence. A shallow, private sigh, just at the very edge of hearing. I spun around, convinced the wind had found a crack in the seal, but the windows were sealed shut, the air stagnant and still. Yet when I looked back at the doll resting on the mahogany chest, I heard it again, a gentle, unmistakable shh, echoing softly through the room's emptiness. Doubt tried to offer rational explanations, the house settling, old wiring shorting, or perhaps just tinnitus, but they withered under the sheer impossibility of the sound's precise source. I pressed my ear close to the cold, stiff velvet of its dress. That's when the whispers gained definition, not random noise, but careful syllables forming names, forgotten dates, and locations only I should know. The details were far too precise, cutting through my skepticism like glass. "They won't remember," the voice hissed, airy and cold, like breathing on frosted glass. "They left the key under the 5th flagstone, just like last time." The mention of last time chilled me to the bone, suggesting a history, a sinister cycle I was only now entering. I felt a sudden, burning urge to obey, to confirm the truth of its ancient, malicious knowledge, despite every survival instinct screaming for me to run far away. The words were warnings, thinly veiled threats against the fragile structure of my sanity, promising consequences if I dared ignore the directive. It spoke of shadows moving behind my mirror, of phantom footsteps outside my locked door every night, precisely at 3 a.m. It offered intimacy, a terrifying partnership, demanding silence about its very existence, cementing a secret bond sealed by palpable fear and cold, unyielding porcelain. I was trapped. I tried desperately to end it. I sealed the doll inside the thickest mahogany chest I could find, reinforced with old iron latches and placed under a towering pile of heavy, forgotten books. Yet, the lock wasn't enough to secure my peace. The sound wasn't contained by wood or metal. It was internal, vibrational. I could still hear the faint, insistent tapping, the slow, rhythmic whisper, penetrating the barrier, demanding release and criticizing my foolish attempt at control. When the doll whispered anger, the room temperature would drop immediately, pulling the air into a biting, unnatural cold that stole my breath and tightened my lungs. The candle flames would flicker wildly, dancing to the rhythm of its airy syllables, even in a draft-free environment. It was manipulating the very environment, proving its reach extended far beyond the limits of its stationary, painted form. The house itself was now complicit in its terrifying game. I leaned in once more, trembling, expecting the sound to originate from some hidden mechanical speaker inside its body, but the source was impossibly small, centered right beneath its painted lips. Was that a movement? A micro-twitch, a breath held and then released. The realization struck me with paralyzing force. it wasn't just white noise. It was actual articulation, silent and deadly, delivered straight into the quiet, unprotected center of my ear canal. It wasn't speaking to me, I finally understood. It was speaking through me, using my knowledge, my private lexicon, and my deep-seated fears to manifest its will into the world, infecting every thought, coloring every decision I made. I was merely the vessel, the listening device, forced to relay its cold, relentless commands, a hollow echo box for ancient, wicked intentions that were slowly replacing my own consciousness entirely. The final directive was cold, precise, and utterly terrifying. Find the scissors, and make sure the door is locked this time. We wouldn't want interruptions for what comes next. The air thickened, and I felt a chilling sense of absolute calm wash over me, replacing the spike of panic. The frantic resistance was gone, replaced by compliance, a quiet, dreadful acceptance of the dark pact that now governed my actions, my existence serving only its purpose. The shadows grew long and distorted. I carefully wrapped the doll back into the heavy, grave cloth linen, positioning it precisely back beneath the dusty eaves, just where I found it years ago. The cycle demands repetition, after all, and I must adhere to the pattern. I sealed the attic door, the heavy lock clicking softly into place, waiting patiently until the next time curiosity, or perhaps duty, compelled someone else to revisit its chilling, fixed gaze and listen to its insidious secrets once more.